that you'll be dead to me.
What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and
come on, Big Yanni, come on! What the fuck's that? What is that? The space he's got. Joe Mansadini, for fuck's sake, get over!
John, we must obviously. How are you, John?
I'm all right. How are you coping with this?
It's shit, mate. But I'm telling you now, once we get out of it, probably in the next 5 months, we'll be back to playing football in January, and everyone will be happy again. So, yeah, mate. Well, I don't know. Fuck knows. Who knows? Who fucking knows, mate? So. Interesting news. I know you've got a bits to talk to me about. I've got a few bits to talk to you about. So I'm going to throw a curveball straight at you.
Go on.
Newcastle United. What's your take on that?
Well, I've seen something before. And is it Amnesty or someone like that are looking into it now and they're not happy with the deal? Now, I'm not being funny. If that falls through, it couldn't happen to a fucking horrible club.
So just so people are aware, we may have a Newcastle YouTuber on the show on Saturday. Yeah, the true Geordie. No, I'm joking. It's not the true Geordie. It's Fred Pearson. However, he's a nice lad. He's got 1.7 thousand subs. And I just thought it'd be good to get his take on where he would like Newcastle to be and actually to put him against Everton, because we know we're the bigger club. We were a better team, more history. But it's interesting to see what his take would be on the takeover. So he might come on the show for a couple of minutes on Saturday or Sunday. We'll have a look. I think for me, I think it's dangerous. If Newcastle get took over, they're going to have a lot of money to spend.
The thing is, though, and I've said this previous, I've said it to you privately, I've said it on the video, it's all right having all this money, it's all right. Usmanov coming into Everton, financial fair play is the one. Now, all the money, Newcastle are going to be richer than City. City have got the money, Usmanov's in the back of the background at Everton, you've got Man United still. It's all right having this money, but if you're not allowed to spend, I don't agree with financial fair play. Personally, I think if you've got rich owners, if you've got the money in the coffers, in the club, you should be able to be allowed to spend what you want. And I know it's not fair on your Burnleys and your other teams, but that's down to them to get the rich owners in, just like Everton have got them in. Newcastle are getting them in. It makes me laugh about going back to Newcastle. I think it was Jamie Redknapp done an interview on Sky saying, investment will put Newcastle back to where they should be. They've never fucking been anywhere. Makes me laugh, you know what I mean? And, listen, they do my head in as a football club, Newcastle. But as I say, it's all right having this money, but if you can't spend it due to financial fair play, what's the point in having, I think it is worth something like 260 billion or something, this fella. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of wedge. It's a lot of wedge when you look at it.
It's fundamentally some fund for Saudi Arabia. They are loaded.
Yeah. But, I think they get the gate receipts, Newcastle, but, globally, they're not as big as so many teams. And this is where you get the money coming in to be able to allow you to go along with financial fair play. Is money from outside. And I think this is the thing that Everton are going to have to do if Usmanov comes on board, and if we want to spend the way we'd love us to be able to spend, we have to get outside investment coming in and sponsorship deals. And, there's been a few things come now, Megaphone on the park end, around the pitch, a bigger deal for Finch Farms. So the money is coming in, but we'll need a lot more and bigger sponsorship deals to be able to splash the cash that we want us to splash.
Yeah, agreed, mate. Agreed. And where were you on Friday, John?
I'm on with Cameron from the Mighty Blues Friday. The first time I've been on his channel. I'm not sure if it's going to be a live or if it's going to be a joint video. Then it'll go out, but it will be out Friday, some sort. I'm going to be on with Cameron, Mighty Blues, first time.
There you are, mate. That's it. You're getting up in the world, aren't you? You're no longer just standing in my shadow, are you? You're just flying away through the nest now. I'd love to see.
Massive shadow when I'm standing behind you, though.
Right. So there's obviously you've got a few things to.
Right. So the first one I want to mention to you, because it's normally you asking me the question. So we've seen a little piece the last 2 days of the Everton physios and training staff, the medical staff coming out now doing interviews with Everton. FC.com saying if the boys were in training this week, Obama would be out on the pitch, stepping up his rehab. Great news if it's true. I don't want to build my hopes up too much because, he's been here before. He has been here before. And he's had a setback, but if Obama can get himself fit, when we signed and we heard he was supposed to be a really good player, he could save Ancelotti some money in the middle of the park. What's your take on him possibly being ready to step up?
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult because I can only go by what we saw last season and what we kind of know of him. When he came to the Premier League, I think he played 2 games. And he wasn't great. He was shaky. He lost the ball a little bit. But it takes a lot of time to adapt to the Premier League. So it's not a criticism, not a criticism. If you look at his stats in terms of when he was back in, France and whatever, and equally, sounds stupid, but his stats on FIFA, he's certainly not a bad player. So there's potential there. So I'm hoping that he can get himself fit for next season. I'm not too fussed about this season. I've said this to you. I'm not bothered about this season now. I'm hoping that he can get himself fit for next season. And then, as a result of getting fit for next season, he can really kick on and be that anchor point, so we can play if he wants to play a 4-2-3-1 formation, or he wants to, whatever formation he wants to play, we've got Gbamin, who's strong, who's quick, who's adaptable in the middle of the park. Because Gomez, Gbamin and Jack Grealish in the middle of the Everton midfield would be fantastic. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think Gbamin is also the player that Ancelotti keeps saying he needs, a box-to-box midfielder with energy. So if he can come in, get himself fit and, make that place his own, it'll save him a few bob there. Another rumour that come out earlier on, over the weekend early in the week, was Chelsea coming in for Jordan Pickford. Now, I know we've spoke about Jordan Pickford, and I think we're both in agreement that we wouldn't be too fussed if Jordan Pickford did leave Everton. I think we've agreed on that. There's a lot of people who agree with us. I think there's a good keeper in there. And I remember saying, I think you mentioned it the other night, about when he's got time to think about the save he's going to make, he's poor. Point blank, there's not many better point blank shot stopper keepers in the Premier League. I remember going to see this thing with Neville Southall. I've mentioned this before. Neville Southall, someone in the crowd asked him about Jordan Pickford, and he hit the nail on the head, and he said, if the opposition have got a player running at Jordan Pickford and he's got time to think about it, as he comes out, he sort of turns his body, which gives the opposition more space to get past them instead of making yourself bigger. That was one of the criticisms Neville said about Jordan Pickford. 50 million is being muted to Chelsea. If that's the case, if I was Everton, I'd accept that all day long. What do you think?
Yeah, can I just ask you just a quick question off the back of Jordan Pickford? How much is a taxi from Goodison Park to Stamford Bridge?
About 280, 300 quid. I'll drive him there free.
Oh, would you? Right, okay. Because I was going to say, look, I will set up a GoFundMe page or whatever it's called. and get everyone to just chip in 50p a pound, and I will cart that fucker down to Stamford Bridge in a heartbeat. Because I'm telling you now, mate, you've said it quite politely there. He's a nutter. He's a fucking... He's tapped. He's a fucking nutter. I mean, I don't know many people that will get fucking points on their head standing on a fucking table in the middle of the darts. I mean, you fucking joking. I mean, I've got no problem with players, you know, getting up for games, being driven to win games of football. That's positive in my eyes. That's a great attitude to have. And he's got it in abundance. He makes a mistake, doesn't affect him. He gets back up, he goes again. But he's too cocky. He's too cocky. He walks around like his balls are bigger than a balls, and I ain't got time for that. I want a player that's going to wear the blue shirt, or in his case, the yellow or green shirt, with pride, not be a dickhead, not be unprofessional, and just deal with whatever. You want to go out with your mates, whatever, fine. Be good on the pitch. He doesn't back it up, which is why Jack Grealish gets away with some of the things he does for me, because Jack Grealish, he might be a bit of a party boy. Yeah, might be a bit of a party boy outside. Fair enough. But on the pitch, he gives 110% from his heart every game. I can't say that with Jordan Pickford. And certainly not against teams like Liverpool and Newcastle. He loses his head. And he's cost us points in both of those games numerous times.
The Koulibaly links have resurfaced again. And we've talked about this since the beginning of the season. I think how we made this team up in our head, and you know, we had Gareth Bale in it and Koulibaly and all that, and apparently now he's told PSG he doesn't want to join them. Yeah, he wants to come to the Premier League. Is there a chance we could sign Kalidou Koulibaly?
So here's where I am with Kalidou Koulibaly. The team that need him, as in the team that is probably the most obvious for him, and the team that need a centre-back, is Man City. Equally, Manchester United. They both need centre-backs. We have Don Carlo himself, and know we need a centre-back. So, for me, we're in the same running as Man United. If Man City wanted him, we're out the race. Like, you'd go to Man City all day long. But out of Everton and Man United, yeah, I'd say he'd come to Everton because of the Carlo Ancelotti effect. What I will say, though, is it come out a couple of days ago, a week ago now, that Gabriel Magalhaes had undertaken a medical with Everton. A £25 million deal was agreed before the coronavirus. And, you know, he's obviously give a few things away, like he did an Instagram video where he scratched his eye. I don't know if you've seen it. He scratched his eye on the Everton bit. So, in my mind, I actually think we've signed him, which means Koulibaly is a no-go. But would I take him? I'm telling you now, mate, as much as it would cost for you to drive over to Napoli and pick him up, I'll set up a GoFundMe page for that, because I'm telling you, him in the Everton defence, with Jack Grealish in the middle, Gareth Bale on the wing, Aaron Ramsey in the middle as well. Then we've got on the left, we've got Ronaldo. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I don't think personally we'll sign Koulibaly and Magalhaes.
No.
We'll only get one, and I think I'm more siding to the fact that we are going to sign Magalhaes. One more thing I want to ask you is the Moise Kean rumours won't go away. He's being linked with Milan now. I will probably get shot down in the comments for what I'm going to say now. I've said this to you before. I wouldn't be bothered if Everton sold Moise Kean. Now, I'm probably going to get stick for saying this, to be fair. I know it's took Calvert-Lewin a long time to get where he is. I just don't think the Premier League suits Moise Kean. There's just, when I watch him, there's just something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the pace. You know, I remember him coming on when Duncan brought him on, then I think he only lasted 2 or 3 minutes, well, about 5-10 minutes, wasn't it? And Duncan hauled him back off because he was breathing heavy after 2 or 3 minutes. I can see Moise Keane going myself. I don't think I've asked you this on camera. What's your take on Moise Keane?
So Moise Keane is definitely a player. The only way Moise Keane leaves Everton is if it's on loan. Because I'm telling you now, when I looked at a 19-year-old, even a 17-year-old, Romelu Lukaku, I see exactly the same attributes in Moise Keane as I did in Romelu Lukaku. And I know you'll disagree. And I know a lot of people in their comments below will disagree with me. And that's fine. You can fuck yourselves. But no, Moise Keane is fast. He's skillful. He's strong. All he simply needs to do is get used to the pace of the game. And I am telling you right now, he will deliver. The only thing I may have against Moise Keane, and it's exactly the same thing that unfortunately cost another incredibly fantastic young talent at Everton Football Club, which was Ademola Lookman, is his attitude. His attitude has been called out a couple of times. It's been called out for the national team. It was called out at Milan. Carlo will not deal with it. So we will know 100% if he is screwed up here, he's calm and level, he's going to be a good player if Carlo Ancelotti decides he wants him in his team. And if he doesn't, he's not for us. But for me, I keep him.
I agree. I think it'll be down to his attitude. His attitude for me has to change. I think he's been late for team meetings and previously, and late turning up. I think there was one game he got dropped out the squad on the Saturday because he was late on the Friday for the bus and stuff like that. Yeah. So as you say, Ancelotti won't stand for that. It is down to Moise Keane if he wants a future at Everton. His attitude has to change.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? And that's the fundamental problem behind it all.
Yeah. Have you got anything to ask me?
No, John. All I've got to really ask you at the minute is, obviously, a lot of rumours are going around about, games being played behind closed doors. Whether the Premier League it'll be void. It doesn't look like it'll be void. It looks like it'll go ahead. What's your take on that being a season ticket holder?
Well, but let's be honest about it. The season's not going to finish. The season's not going to be null and void. It's going to be finished. Let's be honest about it. It is going to be finished at some point. It will be behind closed doors. Denise Barrett-Baxendale has come out and said season ticket holders will be reimbursed for the games that they haven't attended since the virus kicked off. I don't think us as Everton fans will be back at Goodison Park this side of Christmas. I think massive social gatherings, concerts, football things, football games, they will be the last things to be lifted out of this. And I can't see us going back before Christmas, unfortunately. It's going to be shit watching the games on the telly with no atmosphere there at all. Liverpudlians won't mind it because they're used to that. But, it's just... It's not going to be brilliant. I just want them to get it done with now, give them the title because they're going to win the title, and just see where it goes from there. There's still a lot of big decisions to be made over this virus. I think we're a long way from getting back to normal, a long, long way. I think football is at the back of a lot of people's minds at the minute. But, hopefully it won't be too long, but I can't see it being any time soon.
Fair enough. Well, John,
I just want to say one more thing if I can.
absolutely not.
The new subscribers who've subscribed to the channel lately, and the videos that we've done over the last week, I think this is my second or third now. Michael's been doing some on his own. He's been on channels with other people. The channel's flying at the minute. And this is down to you people who watch us, who subscribe, who comment. You know, we're really made up. It's a tough time, and you know, it's tough to talk about things when there's not much happening, but we do try and get videos out and to give you something to watch while you're on lockdown. So from me and Michael, we just want to say thanks. The subs are going through the roof, the views are going through the roof. So carry on doing what you're doing, and let's get the channel even higher.
What he said. No. In all seriousness to everyone, obviously this channel was on its arse in November, as in I was on my arse. Didn't really have the
drive.
Yeah, the drive had gone. The commitment to a degree had gone. And I asked this ugly fucker who's on my left or right, depending on where he is. But I asked him, I said, will you just do this match preview for me? And he stepped up and he did. And it was shit. It was absolutely shit. But it was the first of many improvements. And we've got to the point now where he's only the S in shit. So it's a really, really big improvement. Yeah, it's a really, really big improvement from John, and equally as a result of that, and I'm not going to give this fucker too much credit because honestly, to say the God complex is beyond me. We have got some massive plans, which, trust me, are killing me. But they will be so good when everything is unveiled. And I'm not going to give you too many clues. I'm really not. But
well, shut up then.
You fucking shut up. But the channel will be different. It will be different, and that's all I'm going to say. The channel will be different, and you'll have a lot more access to a lot more different things regarding the channel. So very positive. John?
Yeah.
Fuck yourself. I'll see you soon.
Brilliant. See you later, ball bag.